Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Joe Cronin here on the Corrupted YouTube channel, and I'm here with Ken from the Foul Mouth Network.
Yeah.
I don't even know what episode of Trash Talk this is, so whatever it says on the title of the video is probably correct. But right now, I'm going to leave it a mystery. I think it's like 7 or something. We should have...
Yeah, something like that.
You know what? I should have brought you in on Throwdown, too, on Thursdays. I don't know. I got Troy and Jesse or Leah usually work out, but... Dude, I've had some... By the way, I've had some Thursday night Throwdowns where it's been better than Monetize This.
I've heard you say that before in the past, yeah.
It's fucked up. I never thought it's weird, but it's happened.
Well, I mean, it all depends on like what you got going on that night, what kind of news you're working with, you know what I mean? Like if the guys are in a good mood. I know that like with my guys, sometimes like even with me, if I'm in a bad mood and I start the show, like I suck. I'm not, in my eyes, I suck. I'm not good because I'm just not wanting to be funny. I'm in a shit mood. You know what I mean? So, and I know like some nights I'll be in a great mood and maybe Filthy's not in a great mood at all. And I'm like, fuck, man, that's going to take away now from, me being in a great mood and wanting everything to go good to now, oh, he's in a bad mood. He's not going to laugh at anything. He's not going to be involved that much type of thing.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing like when you say something is usually a killer and you got 3 guys on the phone and no one says that word.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So some nights that happens. That's why I think you'd be able to catch fire some nights. You never know. You know what I mean? Like a show, like you said, like that. Maybe you wouldn't think is as funny as Monetize This, but maybe you caught everybody on the right night and it was fucking just great. You know what I mean? So it happens.
And hey, we're going to talk about a lot of shit. We got my former co-host is in some news. We got fucking H3H3. We got SC Steve and fucking Young Republican talking shit. I'm going to fucking talk about that, man, because listen, I don't like when people say shit. I know that we already know.
That's true. I know what you're saying.
We already know about this. Like, dude, there is one thing. I mean, I get fake angry sometimes, when I start yelling about shit that I'm maybe not care that much about. Yeah. But, dude, when somebody says something about me that I know isn't true, like, it fucking flips me the fuck out. It has to be answered.
I know. It gets me pissed, too.
We'll talk about that first, I think, and then we'll talk about H3H3 and the other shit, and then our fucking worlds here. I don't know. But, I don't know, man. Like, there's so much shit to talk about. It's blowing up my head. I got to piss, too, but I'm going to piss in the basement in the fucking cup. Is that weird?
I mean, it's not weird. I've done worse.
What do you mean you've done worse? Like when I...
Dude, let me put it this way. I'll tell you a story right now real quick.
I mean, I shit in the woods once at a flea market.
I never told on air, and I never thought that I'd be telling, let alone one person, a whole bunch of people. But fuck it, I don't give a fuck. When I was younger, there was always one bathroom in my house, and I had a sister and a mother and 2 cousins that lived with me, female, for a while, that you would never be able to get into the bathroom. Never. Like, I would never be able to get into the bathroom, whether I had to take a shit or a piss or even just go and use the mirror for something or brush my teeth. Could not get in the bathroom. So, in my room, we'd always drink 40s, right?
Right.
So, you don't have to piss when you're drinking.
Oh, yeah.
So I would take the old 40 bottles and go into my closet and piss into a 40 bottle.
Dude. You're my brother, dude. You're my brother.
Listen, I know that's fucking nasty because my wife's in the background going, fucking nasty.
Tell her I did it. Tell her I did the same thing.
I got news for you. All guys do it.
See?
So I fucking pissed into these 40 bottles, right? I put them on a shelf behind my speakers by my wall.
Yeah.
These 40 bottles, and I would get rid of them like every once in a while, like 2 or 3 of them would go up there, and I get rid of them. And long story short, one day, me and my friend Noel, who were 2 fucking, like, me and him are the kid that you grew up with, where you used to play, like, catch on your back in the yard, or you'd wrestle with, and put in a headlock and fucking, purple nurples, and, like, real physical friendship, like, where you wrestle each other all the time. We were hockey buddies,
fuck each other sometimes.
Basically,
bang
almost.
Each other.
And we would be like, we knew each other since we were like fucking, 12 years old, and we sleep over each other's houses and all that shit. So he was like a really close friend. We were laying on the floor. I must have been like 15, 16, and he touched my cock. Right. So then, no, I'm just kidding. We would take this like ball that we had and we'd bounce it off the walls, and you had to catch it when it came to your side of the room. So we're playing this game, and it got really popular to the point where like 3 or 4 of my friends would come over and play this game with us. It was called like, I think it was called wall ball
Butt sex.
or some shit we named it, right? And it
Yeah.
came where we had a point system set up, and you know how fucking boys are when they get into shit like that, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
long story short, I'm directed underneath the shelf that I have, and we're playing fucking wall ball, okay? And all of a sudden he throws the ball, and it hits my stereo, which comes off the fucking countertop and hits my shelf top, which flips the shelf up into the air. And as it flips up into the air, I see
Oh,
three
my
40
God.
bottles come up, right? One without a lid on it. I see 3 40 bottles come up into the air, and I go just like this. Oh shit, the piss. My friend tells a story years later, and he goes, I hear Ken go, the fucking piss. Dude, piss went everywhere. All over me, all over the floor, and it was pungent, fucking just pungent, like old, maybe stale, a week or two piss all over me and the floor and the walls, and it smelled like something fucking died in my room for like 4 weeks.
Oh my God, dude.
It was the grossest fucking thing that's ever happened.
Dude, I spilled one of those things on the floor once, and it was like that.
Since then, I never did that shit again. Like, I would never, ever do that shit again. Like, after that, that was it. Like, I was like, I just got mauled by old piss. You know?
I did it because my mother, like, the bathroom we'd have to walk by when I was underage and we were drinking, so I did it to store it in there. Then she would go to work, and I'd dump out all the piss bottles if I remembered, you know? But, dude, fucking, I don't know what, so much shit to talk about. There's
nasty, dude. Guys are so fucking
We're
nasty.
fucked up, man, yeah. Plus,
guys are fucked up, man. Women are, thank God women are fucking normal.
No, dude, women are fucked, dude. Have you ever seen what women do?
Dude, there are some fucked women, but come on. For the most part, most women are not going to go and piss in a fucking 40 bottle and store it in their room.
So my girlfriend pissed in a cup in the closet at the time.
All right, but that might have been like a one-shot deal, you know?
Yeah, maybe it was, and I got it on video, and I still have it. And she lifted up the cup.
Like it was a one-shot deal, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, this bitch lifted up the cup and said, "Smell it."
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, this bitch lifted up the cup and said, "Smell it."
Why?
I don't know. She was drunk, and I had the camera. Swear to God, she was a fucking psycho. Now she's a whore in L.A., but it's who would have known that she would have become a fucking whore?
Fuck
Keemstar. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about fucking the Tommy shit. Let's talk about the SC Steve stuff, because that's what really pumped me up earlier, and we got to get it out, though. That's like getting the elephant out of the room.
Well, SC Steve went and made a video with fucking Young Republican over there, and they made a video on his channel, and SC Steve said a statement like, you know, Cronin's going around and passing these rumors around about Stacey being a pedophile. And Joe fucking was pissed about it because he didn't pass around the rumors. He did a rap track on it, which was what, on the Patreon, right?
Yeah, he did. So okay, so it's weird.
You did a rap song on Patreon, right?
Well, let me start at the beginning. So I get DM after DM from multiple people like, dude, did you know Stacey's a pedo? DJ Forever Plays a pedo, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I get shit like that all the time, so I honestly didn't acknowledge it. So I'm like, whatever. And then somebody tweeted it on my timeline too, and I'm like, whatever. And then people keep telling me about it, and like they're like, you're not gonna do anything about this, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any proof. I don't know what you're talking about. And
I mean, that's the same shit that happened to me, dude. They went and put it. Fucking Alex Payne put it on my lap.
Right, and I said, I said was all these people that were coming to me. What was pissing me off, and not everybody, not all the people. So some of you, it's whatever, but a lot of the people coming to me were people that I was like, dude, this guy's a scumbag. Here's what he did to me. And then I saw them in a fucking chat saying, like, Cronin's just so jealous because, Stacey's over on Ken's show now and not on Joe's, and he's just butthurt about it. And I'm like, no, he's a shithead, and I'm telling you that, whatever. So now those same people are coming to me saying, like, dude, he's a pedo, aren't you going to do something? And so that's why then I made a diss rap thing where in the middle of the rap song or whatever the fuck, I'm just joking around with this shit, where in the middle of it, I brought up the pedo stuff with Stacey that people have been sending me for weeks, including you sent me voicemails like freaking out about what people were telling you. So so now Young Republican and SC Steve make a podcast like yesterday or today or some shit. By the way, yesterday Young Republican's tweeting out to everybody that the DJ Forever Plays a pedo. And now he's on a podcast with SC Steve saying, oh, Cronin talks about lawyers and all this stuff, and now he's going around calling Stacey a pedo. It's like, no, I'm not going around and calling him a pedo. People are going around telling me he's a pedo. So, you know, SC Steve, you're a fucking idiot. And number two, SC Steve, you're clearly a fucking patron because you heard the song. So how dumb are you, you fucking idiot? But anyway, here's the fucking, this is all I said.
But SC Steve is that he don't realize that, listen, there's proof out there.
Yeah, not only, apparently there's proof. I still haven't even gone over it. I know you've done more than I have with it.
Like proof out there, man.
But this is exactly why I don't even get into it, because if I start talking about it, now it all gets put on that I came up with it. I didn't come up with it. It's all coming at me, including Young Republican, who tweeted it out publicly yesterday. I haven't tweeted it out, nor have I said it. I've only said some jokes in a rap song that's behind a paywall on Patreon. And by the way, here's the other thing. Everyone says that he's fucked up and a pedo, and other people are saying that even people like the We Know are fucked up for still being friends with him or knowing about it and not telling anybody else about it. Meanwhile, SC Steve is sitting there saying he's a good guy and I'm his friend, and he never did this stuff.
I honestly think if SEC Steve saw the shit that I saw, the proof, he'd be like, "Oh man, that's fucked up." Like
I don't know, man. I think maybe SC Steve is fucking in it with him. I don't know. Who the fuck knows?
Well, listen, I heard on that same podcast, and SC Steve has told me this on my show before, that he knows Stacey in real life and he has met him. He was Stacey's EMT.
Two scumbags that know each other.
Right, he took care of Stacey for a while as an EMT, and he knows Stacey. And I honestly think at this point, if he saw what I saw, he would turn around and be like, "Wow, that's pretty fucked up." I honestly do.
Yeah, I still haven't seen anything yet either. I don't even know. That's all fucked up because like I've just wanted to stay away.
Well, let me tell my side of this. I have no clue about this till yesterday, and apparently people knew about it in July.
Oh, wait a minute. No. You knew about it a week ago.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't know about the details.
You might not have known about the proof until yesterday. Maybe is what you mean. Because I got voicemails from you from a week ago.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't want to play them because they're not that bad. You're just like, whoa, bro, can you believe what's going on? It's like that type of shit.
What, you're saying a week ago? I didn't know about this a week ago.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Let me fucking get the facts right.
By Monday, yeah.
Monday. My bad, Monday.
Yeah. All right.
People started. So people started messaging me about it a week ago, or almost a week ago. And
Alex Payne came to me and was like, "Do you have time to talk?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" So he goes, "Listen, and tells me blah blah blah. I don't want to go into detail because it's too long of a story anyway. But he comes to me and basically tells me, "Hey, listen, this is what's going on. This is what's been going on. I tried to tell some people about it, but." Apparently they didn't want to be involved and they didn't want to hear it out, and they went their own separate ways at that point with Stacey. So he thought that this person obviously doesn't want to be bothered with this bullshit.
Right.
And so I questioned him and said, "Dude, you know about this and you don't fucking say something till now?" And he told me why he didn't say nothing. Which, okay, he says what he says. Who am I to judge? All I know is if I would have known about it back then in July, it would have been taken care of then, because this is involving kids. And whether this is a kid or not who's like, "Hey, this is what I want to do," I don't give a fuck. You're still an underage kid. I don't care if this is what you want to do or not. I don't care if your parents are like, "Hey, we don't care if our kid has Skype sex with the big Shalami." You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. This is the bottom line is it's an underage kid, okay, that's on his channel, all right, that he is having inappropriate fucking contact with. Okay, I'm not going to get into detail. People want to go check it out. Go listen to his shows. Go check it out yourself.
Allegedly.
But I saw proof. I saw a fucking thing that I was shown that has this girl in the chat in July saying, "I'm 13 years old. It was my birthday. I just turned 13." Okay. And then I get a timestamp in a video. I go to it. It's in July, around the same time as this girl's birthday. And I hear Stacey go, "It was your birthday today. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, what'd you get for your birthday? Oh, you got a guitar. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say this. No, I can't. I shouldn't say this. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to say it anyway. You ever play the guitar naked? And you should play the song, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon."
So maybe SC Steve should stop defending fucking pedo behavior, SC Steve, you cunt.
Now listen, Joe said months ago that Stacy's this, Stacy's that. I heard it. Joe's mostly right when he says shit like that about people. Okay? My thing was, okay, I get what you're saying, and I was saying, like, what do you do? Okay, you tell me the guy's a scumbag. I know. He comes onto the show. He calls in. I interact with him. You know, he's obviously you don't like him. He doesn't like you, type of thing.
Well, he loved me for 3 years, but
I mean, listen, I had no clue that shit was going on, because if I knew that shit was going on, and I know when Stacy hears this, because the way that he left off with me last is, okay, so Saturday I had a show, and on the show Ray Rollins called in, and so did
another dickhead,
Alex Payne.
No, I'm just kidding. What's up, Ray?
Oh my God, are you serious? What do you
say?
No,
see, the difference is me and Ray give each other shit, I think, but like Ray's not a bitch, and like, you know what I mean? Like SC is a bitch, you know, because like he says all this shit, but then he's a patron. You know, Ray Rollins is
So they called in, and we were doing a skit on Stacy. All right, I sung the song "My Hump," "My Stump," the whole nine. Yeah. Stacy sends me a message going, "I heard everything you guys did. You know, I'm not mad at you, but I'm mad at I'm mad at Ray Rollins, and I'm mad at Alex Payne because they were serious about it, and I'm mad at Drew." So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like, hey, listen, you want to throw me in there too? I said shit. You know, I won't be offended if you, because he goes, I have to fire back. So I said, I won't be offended if you go and you call me fat and you call me this and you call me that. I'm not going to be offended because I do fuck with you. So, you know, it's open season for the both of us. It's all good.
Right.
I didn't know about this shit when I spoke to him last. Now I heard about all this shit. And now I'm like, wow, like, hold on a second. Like, what do you do now at this point? You know, there's a guy who is in the community who, and I heard it with my own ears. I heard it with my own ears, man. You know, I heard this girl, I saw her say, I'm 13. I heard him say happy birthday to her. I heard him then say, you should play the guitar naked. And I'm like, what the fuck, Stacy? Like, what the fuck, dude?
That's weird, man.
13-year-old kid, man.
I mean, it's not that unheard of that somebody would say something crazy like that. Like we've gone pretty far. I mean, I've never said anything like that, but you know, assuming you find out, like I've had before where somebody said, you know, they're gonna kill me and hurt my kids, and then I said, you know, fuck you, whatever the fuck, I'll, you know, rape you with a screwdriver if you touch my kids. And then all of a sudden they're like, whoa, I'm 12. You're a fucking pedo, you creepo. Oh, and then they start posting it everywhere in their Facebook page. And it's like, dude, I don't know how the fuck old you are, and you're saying you're going to kill my kids, you idiot. So it's like, that's different.
What do you
like,
expect me to say?
Yeah,
you know?
But when you actually say, I'm 13, and then someone says, oh, you should get naked. I mean, it could be considered comedy if it was done in the whatever, but it's not. It's fucked up. And here's the other thing. If there's other stuff, then we're going down a fucking dark hole. You know, if this is like one time he says some weird, creepy shit, you know, who knows what. But if there's more to this, then that's whatever. And I'm not trying to dig and figure it out either, because I think the other reason why I stayed away from this for the most part, other than the diss little rap thing, is because I felt like the community was handling this so much. They were pulling so many things that I was like, all right, this will eventually all come out and we'll have it all in front of us and then we'll talk about it. But, you know, so I think we jumped the gun. But again, here's what I
didn't want to talk about it either, Cronin. Me neither. You know what I mean?
I know. Well, I don't know, man. But
well, I'll tell you this right now. I wanted to go on.
You wanted to
be
rip
like,
it.
what the fuck is going on? And I wanted to talk about it. And you know what my wife said to me that made a lot of sense?
What's that?
She goes, if you make that your first course of action, if you heard some news about a kid being involved with something like this, then you're a scumbag. And I went, you're fucking right. Like, my first course of action would be, let's do a show about it.
Yeah, that is fucked up. That's
not the first course of action. The first course of action should be, like, make sure this shit is legit, which listen, the shit I've seen is already inappropriate, the shit I already saw. So that's already inappropriate.
See, that's why, like, this video is not going to be called, like, fucking whatever. You know, it's not going to be the theme. It's just, this is what's going on, and we're talking about it. And I don't know, man. I don't want to bury someone, too, if it was, like, some out of context. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't want to either.
But you know, fucking, you know, we also might want to stomp someone's head. You know, I don't know.
Serious, man. Like, if this is true, man, I'm going to be very fucking disappointed in him. And, like, listen, somebody said this to me. Oh, the poor guy's at home. He's blind. He's fucked up physically. He can't go out and get laid and have a nice life like us and be with chicks and stuff. And I'm like, listen, I get that part, but that does not give you a fucking pass to fuck around with some underage chick on fucking line, okay? If anything, you know, you should, hey, move the fuck on and tell this person as a responsible grown-up, hey, honey, you're 13 years old. Like, I can't, this is inappropriate. You shouldn't even be listening to my channel. But what I heard was they're best friends, and she loves it. Doesn't make no bones about it. I read some of they've been sending me stuff all day. I read some of the stuff in the chat and some of the shit she says, and also in the comments. Somebody was making comments underneath this video calling him a pedophile and this and that. This girl defended him. The girl that's in question right now defended him. Okay, so I don't, you know, like I said in the beginning, I don't care if the person's with it or not. You're still an underage kid, and it's fucking inappropriate regardless.
Yeah, that's weird, man. I haven't seen it. I should probably look at it at this point.
Yeah, it's haunting, bro. And I wanted nothing to do with this either, because I even said to Alex Payne, why are you putting this on my lap right now, dude? Honestly, why? After July was already here and the whole nine. Like, why is this coming on my lap now? Like, why am I being told this?
Well, that's the other fucked up thing is all these guys knew about it and never told us then. And, like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, in you know, like, I don't want to throw any of them under the bus. And I, you know, even asked Drew, like, you knew about this in July, bro? And he was like, listen, when Alex and Ray told Drew about it, supposedly they were laughing and they were giggling and making jokes about it and also telling him at the same time. So he kind of took it as like it's one big joke. It might not even be true type of thing. Yeah, that's what I got from Drew, which I understand at that point. If they're telling him like that, then you don't take it serious and you just, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. My thing is I would take it serious no matter what, you know, but that's the difference. It might be a difference of opinion. I don't know. All I know is when I asked Alex and I said, how come you didn't say anything to anybody earlier either? His excuse was, number one, anyone that I could say anything to all didn't want to have anything to do with him no more. And I really had nowhere to turn, nor did I know, you know, what I should do in that situation, which I can understand. He's a young kid. He might not really understand. Like, the first thing you do is call the fucking cops or you know, try to get in touch with YouTube or something. I mean, like, you know, there's obviously a kid here involved. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. I don't fucking know.
No,
all
I know
is this information was, you know, put out there, and I seen the tweets, I seen the chats, I seen all this stuff, and I heard it with my own ears, him saying happy birthday and the whole nine. So that's inappropriate to me. That's fucking inappropriate to me, man.
It's really fucked up, dude. And I want to go back.
I'd be crushed right now, dude.
I want to go back to what happened with that.
What's that age? My daughter is the same exact age, 13, dude. That's fucked up.
I did some weird shit when I was that age online too, though. I went looking for like women and shit, like so. You know,
so did I, man. Yeah, but we're boys, man. There's a big difference, you know.
Yeah. Well,
but again, maybe there's not. I don't fucking know, man.
No, I mean, I'll tell you what. If it got to like, if you start seeing, you know, what would really trigger me is if you know, someone started sending pictures or saying come on over or giving addresses and let's meet. That's the stuff that would be like.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, this, like you said, Joe, you don't know all the details right now.
Yeah.
But if you do want to know the details, all I'm saying is the right person will tell you stuff that they heard right in front of them. And if they're telling me the truth, which I do believe them because this person's never lied to me about anything.
Well, plus some of these people are people that like literally told me I was being mean to him, and now they're coming at him. So there's got to be some kind of change.
Well, all I know is what I heard, this one story I heard.
Yeah.
Was really bad. Like where if this is true, then oh man, like
oh my god, bro, dude, I'm gonna fucking
like if Stacey ever hears this, if this is true, what I'm being told, man, honestly, you should fucking burn.
Oh,
and I don't want to just say that to anybody, and it hurts me to say it. It really does, because I don't want to hurt nobody that doesn't belong to be, that doesn't deserve to be, you know, hurt or even just. It's very confusing, man. It's
let me play this. Let me play what SEC said. Listen to what SEC. Now, remember, again, like I said, the only thing I've done is like a couple of bars in a rap diss. And I brought the situation up. I haven't mentioned it really anywhere. And everyone's talking about it and DMing me. And this is what SEC says with Young Republican.
Thank you out and stuff.
Exactly. You do. But this is my thing, though. Like, you know, he was talking about JD and the whole, he's defaming me, he's telling everybody lies, you know. I joke around him with cats, but he's mentioning my family. You know, the same thing's happening with Stacey. He's telling everybody that Stacey's a pedophile.
So, number one, I'm not telling everybody that Stacey's a pedophile, so you're an idiot, SC Steve. You're a fucking idiot. Dude, I hope you die in a car wreck. I'm not telling everybody that Stacey's a pedo. Everyone's telling me that Stacey's a pedo. And then I brought it up in a song like, oh, I'm not surprised, you know, with all the stuff that he did in the past. And that's basically the way the song goes. So that's number one, right? Number one is I'm being told that he's a pedo by everybody. And I made a rap and I basically said, I'm not surprised he's a pedo because I've always known he was a shithead. And like those were basically what the raps were about. And it was like only a couple bars. And it was on Patreon behind a paywall, which means you pay for my Patreon behind a paywall with some fake name or some shit. So, but yet you just talk shit about me in every chat. You've been talking shit about me for 2 years in Bailey's chat, in JD's chat, and everybody else's chat. That's like your whole game is to go into someone else's chat, talk shit about me, then listen to every single thing I do, and then go try to stir shit up. That's what you do, and I know that. So you're a fucking douchebag. You love me, dude. I love you, SC Steve. Get down on your knees, man. You're a big fan. You love Joe Cronin's dick. That's why you bring it up to everybody. I get that you're a big fan, and I love you. Good job, bro. You got your facts wrong. By the way, you're doing a show with a guy, Young Republican, who yesterday tweeted out, Young Republican tweeted out 2 tweets saying Stacey is Keith Rabarber too, and saying that we have another pedo on our hands, and then goes into a rant about Stacey. So, and then in this interview with Young Republican, after SEC Stevs says, well, Joe's always talking about lawyers and shit like that, but now he's going around defaming Stacey, saying he's a pedo. Number one, that's wrong. Number two, your buddy on the interview did it yesterday on Twitter. And number three, Young Republican goes, oh, man, that's a crazy thing. You're right, man. You're right. I never thought about that with Cronin. Well, Young, why didn't you bring up that you've been calling him a pedo for fucking days, you dumbass?
Wait, what did he bring up that he said he didn't realize?
He said that, oh, man, you know, you're right. Cronin always talked about a lawyer and being defamed and everything by JD. But now he's out there calling this guy a pedo. And here's the other thing. SC Steve is friends with Stacey and says Stacey's a good guy. And Young Republican tweeted out that he's a pedo the other day. So why are these two guys doing a podcast like they're friends when they're getting on me when I didn't even do anything close to what Young Republican did? But they're getting mad at me, dude. It's the most fucked up thing you ever heard, dude. What the fuck? Dude, like, what the fuck, dude? You can't... Isn't it fucking hilarious? Like, we've got all the proof, too. I've got the podcast downloaded. I got his comments saved. I got the tweets saved. I got everyone's DMs.
I honestly feel, though, Cronin, that if SC Steve saw what I saw, he wouldn't be saying he's a friend of his.
But he'll do anything to jump to, like, trying to fucking smear me about something. And here's the other fact about for SC Steve. I've never fucking attacked anybody with a lawyer. I, myself, have been cease and desisted.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck, dude? I've been cease and desisted by JD.
Tommy or something, I don't know, but yeah.
And Tommy's done it. I never
heard you fucking contacted a lawyer not once.
I mean, I only have if somebody, like, basically were to say, like, when somebody attacked my, you know, certain things on my channel or whatever, you know, I figured that out, like a company or, like, somebody once did something falsely. Well, I had a lawyer call them and be like, hey, this is false and bullshit, and if you keep this here, we're going to proceed, you know what I mean? Yeah. And they were like, oh, and they released it because it was bullshit. You know what I mean? So that was the correct legal thing. Because, dude, I don't fucking go after people for the wrong reasons. And when people talk shit about me, I don't fucking attack their channel or their videos or nothing. JD does that. And listen, I'm cool with JD now, but when some guy made a great video on the double standard of JD, and he talked about JD, played a couple of his clips, and said why JD's a hypocrite, he actually made good points. And, you know, what did JD do? He striked him multiple times. He claimed the video, and then he sent proof that he used his video. And that guy actually ended up losing his channel because JD like fucking attacked it hard and went after it. And then the guy got his channel back finally after like weeks or something. But it's like, dude, I have the DM still with JD where I said, dude, why would you do this to this guy? So what? He doesn't like you. He makes a hate video about you. Who cares? Well, there was another guy, and I forget what his name is now. but he took the Ryback situation out of context. I don't know if you remember this. He took the Ryback thing out of context, and he started from when I called Ryback a pussy, and then when I was trying to shake his hand at the thing, and when he chewed me out. And the guy basically called it like when Joe met Ryback, and painted me like I talk shit about Ryback but then try to apologize in real life. And everyone in his comment section are like, Joe's a shithead, what a cunt, what a fucking asshole. Anyway, he used JD's footage in that video. So I reached out to him and said, dude, you misrepresented this whole situation. It started because Ryback wouldn't come on the show because he wanted so much money. So I started joking about how he wants millions of dollars in gold bars and things like that. And he took it as that was for real, that I was telling everybody he wants $2,000 when it was just a joke. And And so anyway, I go through the whole thing, and he goes, oh man, I get it now, I get it. But he's like, I don't want to take the video down though. And I'm like, fine, leave it up, I don't care. JD fucking attacks the video and flags it. Now the guy comes after me, telling everybody Joe Cronin did this to my video, and I'm like, dude, I did not do this to your video. I don't do this, dude. I do. It's not a joke. It's like not a thing.
I don't mean to laugh about it, but it seems like you do. I gotta admit, you do get blamed for a lot of shit. But I think it's because sometimes, like, I don't know, maybe it's.
Dude, the other thing is too, when I'm joking sometimes and I'm screaming or I'm yelling at something, I find a lot of times. I think this is why I worked out in wrestling. When I was a heel in wrestling, it worked. A lot of times people think I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Like they're like, "Oh my god, this guy's nuts," and I'm like,
"Yeah, I think you sell it too good, man."
Yeah, it gets sold too good. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh my god, what a piece of shit," and I'm like, "No." You know, one of the only things, there's only been a few things that I did that were pieces of shits, and you know, one of them was that time some of Jesse's audio came out, and I genuinely did that by mistake. Even though my former co-host didn't believe me, I was reckless in fucking, you know, just hitting the play button and playing the messages and then recording them without really listening to what was, you know, I just didn't think like, oh, there's something in there that could be, you know, that he could be trolled for that was personal. And I didn't think about that at all. And I put it out there and I fucking really felt miserable. And the only way I could think to like salvage it, to make it go away, was to be like, oh, this whole thing was a fucking work or something and whatever. But they took that as I was trying to save my own ass. But it's like, no, I really wasn't trying to save my ass. I was trying to save Jesse's ass. Because he shouldn't be, you know, attacked for something he didn't do. But that brings us...
My daughter just called me and needs me to pick her up real quick.
Oh, dude, don't worry about it. Like, whatever, it's all good.
Are you going to be on for a little while? Can I jump back on? I've just got to run up the block and pick her up. Are you...
I told everyone about a pedo named Stacy. Everyone said I was the bad guy being mean. How you feel now that he fucks with boys 15? DJ forever play, DJ forever pray. Only kids innocence, I bet he claims innocence. You know he smells underage scents. Need a couple bullets in his hippocampus. You fucking gross bitch. Ross sucks dick. That's why I wrote this rap. That's why I wrote this rhyme. Yo, I can take 5 pussies at a fucking time. Fuck you, DJ, forever gay. Stacy, and fuck everyone who ever fucking talk bad about me. No fucking hate every day.
Yeah, there it is, man. That's all I said about it in a rap. After everybody's sending me screenshots of what he did, after everyone's telling me, did you know he's a pedo? This dude talks to 13-year-olds. I got people all over the place telling me about this guy. And, you know what I mean? And I mention it in a song that's behind a paywall. And I got this fucking guy coming at me telling me that you don't even, you know, you're the one that doesn't go after people until the truth comes out and all that shit. Well, that's why I didn't make any videos on it. That's why I didn't make any statement. Like, this guy is something, is a pedo. I don't know what the fuck is up. That's what people are telling me. So I'm kind of basically saying, like, well, I always told you he was a scumbag, so now you're telling me this. Well, okay. So it's funny how I get blamed for this, even though, by the way, it's not even a bad thing to be blamed for when somebody's done something. But that's just funny, man. It's typical. You know, Ken's been more upset about it because he saw it. So is SC Steve going to go to Ken and say, oh, you know, Ken, you're a scumbag? You know, no, he's not. He just goes to me that says that. And then he says, oh, I like Ken. You know, so the guy's full of shit, obviously. That's the thing that tips you off. Plus the fact that he's talking to Young Republican, a guy who the other day was tweeting all about the guy being a pedo. Oh, by the way, I think Young Republican deleted those tweets to hide them. But guess what? I recorded them. So, yeah, double standards, you know. Gotta love those things. And I'm still not talking that much shit about Stacey because I still haven't seen the proof really with my own eyes. So I have no idea. But, you know what I mean? It's funny that you'd come after me who's barely said anything. Meanwhile, Ken knows all the truth. And, like, hundreds of people know about it because they've all been the ones DMing me. Did you hear about this? Cronin, you got to talk about this. Cronin, look at this. Cronin, check this out. Cronin, Stacey's a fucking, oh, check this out. Oh, like everyone coming at me telling me about all this stuff. And it's like, they told me about it. So maybe you should worry about that. And I never made a video about it either. Now we're making a video about it because you're accusing me of shit that I didn't do. So now it's a problem. But anyway, we're gonna move on to fucking some other shit here real quick. All right, so yo, what's up, everybody? We're back. So here's the thing. So let's move on. We can talk about. Well, Tommy NC was on Tosh. We'll talk about that later, on our separate shows somewhere. But and we'll talk about the Tommy C thing in a minute too. My former co-host Ken worked for him a little bit too. But I had a lot of time with Tommy C. But we'll talk about.
You brought him into it. You brought him into the game.
Yeah, I mean, well, he did start. I mean, I'll talk about it in a minute. But let me go into this viral video real quick. A mini viral. I'll call it mini viral video that's up right now and Corrupted. Now, just for anybody listening that's new, you know, my main channel that I really been riding for 5 years, Joe Cronin Show, is mostly wrestling, and we do a show on Fridays called Monetize This, and that's non-wrestling. And then Saturday nights we do a Corrupted podcast that's behind a paywall on Patreon. And, you know, we got shit. I got shit everywhere. So if you really want to know the schedule, you know, email me, joecronshow@yahoo.com. Hit me up on Twitter @CorruptedPod. You know, Ken's got shows on Wednesdays and Saturdays on his channel, the Foulmouth Network. So there's a lot of shit you guys got to take notes of. Corrupted Podcast here on YouTube. Fucking Foulmouth Network, Foulmouth Live. Joe Cronin Show on YouTube. And my Patreon, Ken's Patreon. There's so much shit you won't even fucking be able to deal with it. I'm working on something on my website that's like a discography thing, you know, where every show has a little box so you can click on it and it will take you right to the show or the show's playlist or fucking like the schedules or the Patreon links to where everything is downloadable. But anyway, let's skip ahead and get to the point. I made this H3 podcast with, oh, fucking dude, we got to take fucking, this fucking cocksucker. Dude, Young Republicans calling. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I just lost you again for. I don't know what's
It's because
going on.
when people call this laptop such a piece of shit. Hang on 1 second, Young, okay? Hang on 1 second. So here's the deal. So let me get back. We're podcasting. Hold on 1 second, Young. So here's the thing. So I've made a couple videos before, Ken, like the Star Wars video that blew up.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been making videos for 10 years, and I've had tons of videos, do 100,000, 500,000, a million, millions, you know what I mean? And so, like, I kind of, you know, I know how to do some things right. But, dude, the fucking H3 Bill Burr critique video I put up is mini viral right now. And the comments are fucking hilarious, like the misconceptions about me and stuff like that, because everyone's just hearing me for the first time thinking, like, you know, whatever. They probably think I'm like a know-it-all or some shit, and I get that. Somebody just said that I'm ripping off Bill Burr's style because I sound like him. But it's like, dude, I'm from the same fucking town as him.
Yeah, but he's probably thinking like you're like some kind of real big fan of his, and he made this video, and
it's true though that
about it, you know.
But you know what? Here's the thing. I am. I mean, dude, I've been a fan of Bill Burr for a long time. I mean, I'm not like a crazy person. I've actually never been to. I've been to like one of his live shows. I'm not a crazy person. I just like Bill, and I like H3. So I'm sitting back watching what's happening, watching fucking, you know, Bill Burr, who does a badass interview everywhere he goes. He kills it on the interviews.
Yeah, he was great with Rogan. He was great with everybody. He's even great on regular TV. Like, he's fucking...
And anyway, by the way, this podcast still was pretty good. Like, it really wasn't that bad. But everyone was criticizing it, so I was just calling out the critiques of it. But I wasn't slamming anybody because Bill Burr's a fucking genius, and I think H3's still good. I'm not saying I wouldn't shit my pants if he was in front of me. I don't know. But I'm just saying what we saw was weird, and we talked about it, and there you go. Anyway, the thing's going viral.
But you have an opinion.
Yeah, dude. We should, and you know, then I made another video earlier explaining a lot of things, and so then people criticizing that, like, oh, you're trying to milk it with another? Hell yeah. When you make a video, dude.
Like, what do they expect? Like, come on. Like,
do you know why? Let me tell you something. If you're a YouTuber and you make a video that ends up going mini viral or somewhat viral, that means people are interested in the topic when they sub to you. and they're interested in you. So a lot of times they want to hear more about that. And they don't. And if you come out the next video with a fucking video about Christmas 1970, you know, they're like, what the fuck? Like, I was here because his critique of Bill Burr and H3H3, you know, maybe he'll do more YouTube talk, you know, so they kind of want that shit. So I gave him a little bit of a follow-up. And so some people, it's just really funny. There's a lot of people that like the video. But here's the good thing about it is, you know what I mean? You got to shout out to the 600 new subs, man. So they're finding out about me. You're going to find out about Ken. You're going to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm facilitating a fucking...
You know, I had a night like that. I'll never forget it, man.
UFC?
And I've been doing this YouTube stuff for like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And on our channel, on my night was I was flying solo because the guys that I work with on my channel were here with me.
Yeah.
So I was on air and I was doing the Conor McGregor and what's his name? Mayweather fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing kind of a play-by-play, and looking back at it now, and this is just a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. Looking back at it now, I can't believe I got away with it because I was on air giving the blow-by-blow on my channel, and I had about like 600 people in there at one point, and that's huge for our channel, you know. So,
dude, that's
we
huge
would get
anytime.
subs out the ass that night, dude. It was like 400 and something subs by the end of the night that night, and I was like blown away by it. Like I could not believe the volume, and then that video winded up hitting about somewhere in like the 70,000 range, and then they took it away from YouTube, took the whole video down.
I've had 3 UFCs taken away. One of them was at 500,000 views, taken away. I gained 1,000 subs in a night. I did a lottery one.
I'm gonna miss the next Conor McGregor fight, man. I'm so pissed. I'm not gonna be able to do it on my channel.
Well, more for me then, fucker.
Well, that night is such a big night, man. Especially with him fighting. You know, it's like if you're a YouTuber and you know you like it, obviously you better be covering that shit and doing the best as you can because a lot of people will be watching.
Me and JB covered the Ronda Rousey, the one where she lost finally. And me and JB were reacting to that, and we had like fucking 3,000 people watching. I was like, I've never seen, you know, it was actually I have. And dude, here's something else that'll blow your mind real quick. We'll suck our own ass one more time, and then we'll talk to Young Republican, who we talked about a bunch earlier on this podcast, and now he's on the fucking phone. I did a fucking the biggest lottery was coming out, one of like $800 million lottery was coming out. So that night I'm gonna go live and give out the numbers. You know, just for the fun of it, because I feel like a lot of people are going to be looking for the numbers. Dude, I hit the nail on the head.
Oh, yeah.
We had, I think it was 18,000 live viewers. I had 18,000 live viewers and fucking 700,000 views. And I still have the screenshots to this day because I couldn't believe what was going on. Dude, I was people were like, what's the number? The chat was flying by so fast you couldn't see shit. Donations are coming in. I'm fucking like, here's the numbers. You know, and I'm giving them out and repeating them. You know, some guy called, said he won. I called him a cunt. Like, oh, dude, it was so fun. I mean, dude, there was 18,000. And you know, like I know, like when we're me and you want to entertain people, it's like when you get that kind of audience, like something fucking snaps in your head like, whoa, like I got to put on a show now. But okay, so what's up, Young?
Dude, Ken, shut the fuck up.
Yo, why does SC Steve have a weird double standard with me and Ken? Like when I'm the last person to find out about Stacy, why is he going after me when I don't even fucking know what's going on really with that?
He has some. I guess he's just one of those people that don't find you attractive or what, you know.
Yeah, but dude, you even fucking like, you got a good point, man, in that podcast. And it's like, dude, what do you mean he's got a good point? You were calling him a pedo on Twitter the other day.
Well, no, just the point that that he was making, not necessarily towards you, but...
No, he made it towards me. He was like, yeah, Joe always says, oh, JD, and I'm going to sue this guy and that guy, which I've never done that to anybody. And now fucking here's Joe saying this guy's a pedo. Like, that's fucked up. And it's like, no, I didn't say he's a pedo. Everyone and their mother has come to me and said he's a pedo. And then in my song, I basically was saying, see, I told you he was a dickhead, and now he's a pedo. You know, that's what I said in my rap. And that's behind a paywall on Patreon that either you showed him or he's a Patreon.
Right. He was saying, like, when people say, you know, call him blah blah blah, or just in general. Look, if Ken calls a bunch of people stuff names, and then like say okay, boom, quickly, if Ken calls Tommy a retard, right, and then people start calling Ken a retard, and Ken gets super like emotional and pissed off about that. That's what he was talking about.
No, what does that have? That's not what he said. I'm talking about a whole different thing.
That's the part I was kind of agreeing on, that people.
You said you said this right after he was talking about me. You said that's a good point. Right after he said, Joe talks about JD and all these other things, but he goes around saying Stacy's a pedo, and you're like, that's a good point. That's what you said. I got the fucking audio, man.
Mushroom cock.
But I'm not.
Well, if I said that, I wasn't trying to put you like.
No, I don't even blame. I don't even blame you. I blame him. I don't even blame you. I'm not even mad at you. I blame him. I just think it's weird that yesterday, you were making videos about how he's a pedo. There's literally no video of me telling people on my channels or anywhere that the guy's a pedo. Nor did I fucking tweet it out that he is, other than what people said to me. And I'm not saying shit about the guy. And this SC Steve guy is such a fucking biased idiot. He's going around. He's either a fucking idiot or he's just trolling. And that's all he does.
I think he's trying to spark a little match.
But dude, he's friends. He's friends with Stacy. He says.
That's what I'm saying. That's what threw me off. Like I was trying to rag on Stacy, and he was like, "No, man. Like he's not like that. Like he knows him in real life."
Yeah, but Ken
young girls and.
But even Ken knows, like, dude, fucking, like he knew before I did, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ken, did you know before I knew it?
I don't know.
Ken,
I just found out about this a couple days ago.
I would just be worried about diss track that's coming out.
Dude, no one cares about that salty ass, bro.
Oh my god, dude, you're about to get lit up with
ghost writing and shit, bro.
You're about to get.
Chris hired some black guy to write that shit for him. You know it.
He hired me.
Sick son of a bitch.
He's about to be put on fire.
Dude,
and then you know what's the funniest shit in the world, Cronin?
What's that?
Fucking Minnesota Vikings fan just writes to me on Twitter. Cuddy Chris rap song being made now. Like he's coming out.
Ken, let me ask you this: Are you gonna say that SC Steve is friends with a pedo tonight on the show?
I'll say that, bro. Like I already, yeah.
He defended him. Ken is telling me Ken saw the proof, right, Ken? You said it on the podcast.
I saw stuff that I'll tell you what I saw. I saw actual proof that Stacy, and I'll say this to Stacy, I'll say it to anybody. I saw it. It exists. It's out there of a screenshot of the girl in the chat saying how old
I commented on that video Stacy put out yesterday, and I was like, because there was some girl and the picture looked young, and I was like, Stacy, is this a 12-year-old you fuck?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, then how are you gonna understand that Steve is saying that I'm perpetuating that this guy is a pedo everywhere when I've never done that?
Pull up that clip, because I wouldn't mean to even put you in that stuff. You know
I already did. I played it for Ken. He heard it. Like we listened to it already. I mean, he heard it.
Well, maybe I was just saying, like, throwing that. Oh, good point. Like,
but I mean, look at it. Look at the comments.
Jargon.
Go look at the video. Look at the comments on the video. The guy's still writing. He's telling me like I'm delusional, making stuff up, and it's like, dude, if you think I'm making stuff up, you should talk to some of these other guys.
See, Steve, this has gone way downhill. I mean, dude, this is supposed to be about Cunning Chris. He kind of drove it.
He drove the call that way. Yeah, exactly.
So,
even
see, Steve, dude,
he said
he made it about Cronin.
That's what he does. This guy fucking has been listening to me for 3 years.
If you don't like somebody, like, why are you gonna mention them though? Just leave it alone.
Because the guy likes doing this.
On my show, it's all out. We can talk about it.
Cronin never mentions him. Never says a word about him. You know what I mean? Like until he goes and says something about him.
Well, like, dude, he does this in the chat all the time. He says all these fucked up things. Then eventually I say one thing, and then he goes, "Oh, Cronin's gonna get all crazy," and then he repeats a bunch of shit. And then people in the chat react. And then one night Ken was like, "What the fuck, Cronin?" And like he made it seem like I did anything. And I'm like, I didn't do this. He fucking started with me a bunch of times, and I finally responded to it.
Oh, I see. I know Steve, and I bet you Steve will admit it. He could be a real fucking ball buster, man. He could be a real ball buster.
And wait till it comes out. Wait till it comes out. I don't know shit about this shit. I still don't know as much as both of you do. But here's the thing. Wait till it comes out. If this guy is a pedo, and you're like, oh, he's my friend and he's not a pedo. Well, wait till it comes out and he is a pedo, and now you're a fucking pedo lover, motherfucker. And now everyone's going to really fucking hate you.
the proof that I have seen with my own eyes and by what I was told by one or two people, okay, that proof alone right there, if somebody wanted to, they could build a case on that, and this guy could really logistically be brought to, you know, and
Let's do it, Ken.
Like, listen, what do you do when you get hit with this? Do you, like I said, I wanted to jump on and do a show and let everybody know what was going on, like, and you know, my wife was like, "What does that do? Like, you go on and have a show for it? Like, that just shows that you like
fucking
don't
weird.
give a fuck about it."
Yeah, but y'all have kids and stuff,
well,
so this should be very powerful.
Well, what's the thing to do? What's the thing to do? Do you call the cops? Do you reach out to YouTube? What do you do? Like,
One of the two, yeah. I mean, it's not going to hurt you.
Do you speak to him himself? Like, I'm sure he'll come on and deny whatever was said.
Right.
About him. I'm sure he'll deny that. No matter what. I'm almost positive, even if he's not guilty, he's going to deny it either way.
You know what the funny thing about this is because of my status and where I am, I literally stayed away from this because I was like, if there's that much proof, these guys will handle it. They can even do whatever they can do whatever they want. I don't need to get involved in this. But my thing was, some of the people that were saying I was a dickhead for talking shit about him were saying all this stuff about him, and so that triggered me also to be like, I told you, and that's why I threw that in the rap that he's a pedo. Not that I told you he was one, because I didn't know anything about that, but that I told you like he was kind of a dickhead. And so I figured these people will take care of it. If I get involved, I'm going to get the blame somehow, so I'm not stepping in any of this stuff. So that's why I stayed back, and then Ken decided to eventually. I think it's coming up tonight on all of our shows, but
yeah, Ken, you need to take care of it and seal this, dude.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't going to mention a fucking word about it tonight on my thing.
I wasn't going to mention it. I'm only mentioning it because of SC Steve's comments. He said that I'm going around telling people that you know what I mean, like I'm not going around doing that. So that's bullshit. Like Ken's not going around doing that. I'm not going around doing that.
Right now, you are not doing that. That did not happen. People told him about it. You know, it was brought to my attention by somebody. Just like Joe was told, I was told about it too. I didn't go like public with it and talk about it on Twitter or anything. And I don't think that that's a problem if somebody did. That's up to their discretion if they want to make a rap song.
Young did kind of
say something on Twitter. That's up to them.
Ken, don't be trying to cover up for him and shit.
I'm not judging any of those people if they went on Twitter. Like Pro Violence made a video about it. And he ripped into him. He's pissed off about it. I don't blame him.
Stop trying to cover up for him, though.
You know what? He wanted people to know what the fuck was going on, so I don't blame him for doing that. So I'm all good with that. You know, somebody going public with the information, that's, you know, I was thinking about doing that. So I get it. But me personally, I fucking was so shocked by that. And what I saw, I really honestly was shocked by it. And I was really upset. And my first thing of action was, you know, like, I'm trying to ask people for advice. Like, what do we do? Like, what goes on now? What do we do? And you want to know something? It's still left out in the open. Like, you know, and like I said, I think from the latest thing that I saw, and I'm not going out getting this information. It's being brought to my attention.
Yeah.
The latest thing that I saw was this girl kind of defending him in the chat, in a comment section.
And here's the thing too, like, this is why SC Steve gets banned on people's shit. Like, he's like wondering why this shit happens. You know what I mean? It's like, this is why this shit happens, man. Like what the fuck are you saying, dude? He doesn't even know what he's talking about. I don't think he listens, you know what I mean? So now I have to say something, you know what I mean? So now it's out there because he said something. But anyway, let's move on because this is old fucking ring around the rosy we're playing here. I might call in tonight and fucking, I might stir the shit tonight.
Ken, just stop trying to cover up for the dude. Try not to have him on your show.
This track comes out tonight, man. There's going to be nothing but charred ashes.
I ain't listening. I ain't going to listen to it.
Charred ashes and shit.
Piece of shit.
You don't have to listen. I don't give a fuck what you
go
home
and
a flop. Die on your boat. Go die on your boat.
You want me to write your reply for you, Young?
You know?
You know what, dude? I wish I was angry at Cunny Chris so me and him could just fucking...
Die on a boat.
He's the fucking biggest scumbag on YouTube.
Die on a boat.
What?
Go die on a boat.
Die on a boat.
Go bye and die.
Hey, is this gonna be?
Oh man, Ken, you fucking taking my shit again, dude. I hope you die in a boating accident. What the fuck, Ken?
Hey, he fishes.
All right. I hope your boat sinks.
Is this gonna be on Patreon or?
This is gonna be on corrupted YouTube and Patreon and audio.
Your father's chest. That's where it's gonna be.
Dude.
Yo, did your father kill Young? Did your father kill your mom?
He killed the mom.
No, but if Ken keeps it up,
his mom's gone.
If Ken keeps up. he's gonna have no Thanksgiving. So
She had to leave.
What the fuck does that mean?
Smacking babies on their Thanksgivings.
Dude,
No
you
Cunny
seen
Chris.
Ken's belly? He's having a
No,
fucking
Cunny
Thanksgiving.
Chris, let me tell you, man, Producer G was so much better.
he really was. I hope your audio wire messes up while you're playing that song.
Yo,
by the way.
Producer G is right now. He's getting double teamed by a big couple of fucking homos.
Oh no, he was on somebody's thing the other day.
Maybe you saw the same video I did.
Yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was in
That
shock.
was wild.
If only they knew what you said about him, Ken. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, oh god, I'll get blamed for that anyway.
You know what? Dude, you got to be a little more fucking... Ken, you got to fucking... Dude, you got to be careful with me, bro. You got to fucking... If you say shit, like, you got to bring it on these things, man. I'll bring it.
Yeah, I get you, man. You know
Step
what?
up.
Listen, I listen. I'm no angel. All right, you know what I mean. Like I've said shit about people before. You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I don't talk shit about nobody. I've said, you know, so like, listen.
How much shit do you talk about me, like, every day? You must be fucking just beside
Tons of
yourself.
shit,
Dude, I get asked a million questions about you per day. Like every other day, I get asked like,
You know how I know that's true is because I get asked every day about JD still. Dude, I'm doing live streams in the car on Joe Cronin Show, and I'm not even joking. Every 20, and it's not people trying to troll. It's legit. Somebody going, yo, what happened to you and JD? Like, it's always. It's every day, and it's all the time. That's how fucking crazy that shit is. Like, imagine me times 10, because he's got 90,000 subs.
Yeah, I could imagine.
And he's got active ones. I have a lot of dead subs. I have about 3,500 active people. He has about 27,000 active people.
It's a brand, bro. You know, it's a brand now.
It's the brand, bro. I'm sticking my...
bro. It's more than a show.
It's 2 inches, bro.
It's more than a show now.
Yo, I killed him in that diss track, too. You heard that, right, Ken? The one I did about...
I did.
It was okay. It was an all right one. It wasn't the best one, but it was all right.
Hey,
Oh yeah, dude, you did that because, bro, like when it comes to rapping, Joe Cronin is the king of rapping. Tell you what,
It's the king of rap band.
Well, I mean, dude,
you're fucking,
dude, let me tell you this. If me, Ken, Cunny, fucking Tennis Racket Jones, Pro Violence, and Heistman Defoe, like, we could put out a fucking album. Dude, Young, you're pretty funny.
My boy Beats is good too.
But Chris is trash and garbage. I would kill, bro. You can
Oh my god!
off the dome. He has to write his shit
Listen,
down.
this is my cousin, bro. Okay, and I never knew he could rap like this. And
He has to write it down.
Listen to Young's rap. Listen to Young's rap.
Is this the one from Corrupted? Dude, is that the one you did on Monetize This, or is that a different one?
That's a different one.
Oh, okay.
This fucking guy.
The Monetize This one.
I got a wig in the mail too, by the way. So.
Oh boy.
So I can get fucked.
Well, should we cover the Tommy thing, or we gotta get out of here? What do you think?
So I saw a video of your ex castmate over there.
Should I set it up? Should I set it up? Let me set it up real quick, and then you set up the video because you know about it, and I don't know much about this either.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Bert and Ernie because I talked about him on Morning Madness. So that's anybody that some people ask me about that. I think Ken's talking about it tonight anyway. So there you go.
We'll be fucking discussing that as well.
I basically I did 10 minutes on Morning Madness. I'm not going to do another one unless I want to make a gay puppet sex video. But no. So okay. So I'm on YouTube for like the third time trying to be successful. And my other channels all got to about 600 subs. Never made it past that from 2007 to 2011 or 2012. So it's the beginning of 2013. I launched Joe Cronin Show. I decided to talk about wrestling, hockey, and do some comedy talk and shit like that. And, you know, we're all big fans of Howard Stern, Opie, and Anthony. That's our stuff to do that. But I figure I'll cover wrestling. So I go on a rant about hockey, and this guy finds me. At the time, I have like, I don't know, like 500 subs or something. I got like 500, 800 subs. This guy, Tommy C, finds me with his buddy Jake Link. They do a fucking podcast. They find me and they go, dude, can we use your rant? That's funny as shit. And at the time, I'd been on like NBC and CBS and all over the place for rants on YouTube. And I was like, cool, dude, yeah, you can use it. And I'm like, this guy must have a big show. This is going to be cool, man. This is going to be good for my channel. I go over and Tommy has like fucking 80 subscribers. He's got like fucking 80 subs. So anyway, long story short, we become friends, realize we both like podcasting, we both like the same shit. Fucking, it's amazing. He lives in Germany, though. It's like weird timing. And I bring him onto my show. We create our own show, Monetize This, where we try to do all this bullshit. Anyway, one night I go live for the SummerSlam review, and all of a sudden I get thousands of live viewers. And my channel starts blowing up. I have 1,000 subs, and then 5,000 subs, and then a couple within a month or so. And, you know, Tommy's like, wow, man, congratulations. This is what we wanted. This is crazy. This is happening. So now he gets about, 500 subs, and because my listeners are going over to him. So we really helped each other. He provided me with good content. I was doing my thing already on my channel. People were finding him and liking his hockey talk. And long story short, we had a couple falling outs a couple years later, 2.5 years later, 3 years later, whatever it was. And I fucked up with some things. He fucked up with some things. We went way too far, in my opinion. Like, cutting stuff I said out of context to make me seem like a racist. I did some shit to his buddy, who was my former co-host as well. I reached out to him to beg him to like, hey man, can you tell him to not make this video about me that's fucked up. So he did. He fixed it, and we agreed on a truce, and we did. And our other friend Tommy NC needs help with a video one night. I told him how to do this video. He makes it. It goes viral. Gets 1 million views. Tommy, my former co-host, who was in a fight with, gets in a fight with Keemstar, and then Keemstar recruits him to be on his podcast, Baited Podcast, and Tommy gets some notoriety and goes from like fucking 800 or 1,200 subs or something.
Yeah, the fucked up thing was I was on that show, and you know what Tommy did?
What's that?
After he told me Keemstar might call into the show tonight, right?
Right.
So he said, I want you to get like a bunch of jokes ready. I wrote like about 10 jokes that were fucking funny one-liners and like longer shit. I brought it on to show me. I gave a copy of it to Tommy.
Yeah.
And we got ready for the show, and we were doing the show, and Keemstar was not calling in, and finally he calls in, and guess what happens to me?
You got booted?
I get booted from Skype. And then I'm told afterwards that my call dropped out, which never happened before and never happened again.
Well,
and I was like, motherfucker, but I understood. So I called him out on it, and I was like, you know what, man, listen, I get it. It's your channel. You worked your ass off on that channel. You had a big chance to interact with a huge YouTuber. I get it. It's all good. You booted me off, but just don't lie to me.
It could be two things. It could have been two things, right?
He kept lying and lying, dude.
Well, it could have been two things to me. Like, I would have said, like, okay, number one, you could have dropped, or he could have hung up on you by accident, and he might have said, I'm not spending time trying to get him back. I'm on with Keemstar. That's number one.
Yeah.
Let's go to number two. By the way, and listen, me and Tommy did some fucked up shit to each other, and in my opinion, he did worse to me. In his opinion, he would say the opposite. But what I'll say is,
he was obsessed at one point, dude.
I know, man. He did get obsessed. Dude, it fucking.
He was videos every day about you, bro.
I don't want to get into it because it really fucked me up. Like, and I'm not trying to play victim and cry about it or whatever. I'm just saying, like, I legit thought he was like my friend, like big time my friend, and I underestimated.
Like, did you think this guy was your friend? But he was like profusely attacking you. It was every single day, 4 or 5 videos were about Joe Cronin.
What happened was I attacked his friend, who I believe was fucking me, and he obviously took his better friend's side. And Tommy is a fucking crazy bastard, dude. He went to war for me before, you know what I mean, tons of times, and he buried people. And all of a sudden, I had that coming at me instead because I went after a guy that he probably valued more than me and he was in war with. So I totally get that. But at the same time, I was really upset. Once I found out that, you know what it is? I'm jealous. Once I found out that he would take his side way more over me, I was like hurt because I was like, man, we built this whole thing on YouTube though together. And we're like, why the fuck don't you like me as much as him? So like that kind of fucked me up. But anyway, I mean, recently when Keemstar was trying to grill me about shit about Tommy, you know what I mean? I basically like said something as a joke, and Keemstar took it as, "What do you have on him? I'll take it right now." And I'm like, "Oh fuck you! I don't really, whatever." And
he asked me the same question, bro.
Yeah,
and me like, "What do you got on him?" I'm like,
"Dude," and Keemstar's like, "Dude, what do you got on him? I want it all and everything." And it's like, "Dude, I don't know. I'm in a fucking truce with the guy. I'm not going to go into it." So anyway, but Tommy seemed like he was upset at first, and then he he was cool with me when I recently talked with him, and I mean my promise, man, that I'm not going to fucking fire shots at him, and because there's no need to do it. It's so old and stupid. I'm happy that he's doing whatever he's doing. I don't watch, and I'm sure he doesn't watch me that much at all.
I'm sure he doesn't.
But anyway, what's the news now? Now that we're talking about?
Oh no, it's just that they're trying. You know, like it showed a clip of Tommy going, "Should I do it, Dave?" And Dave's sitting there like basically.
Wait, they're going back all the way back to that thing?
Yeah, they went to that, and like the video showed it. Basically, the video is a montage of a lot of things that he did fucked up in the past, all like montaged into this. And the person who was narrating it was basically saying that he's a snake piece of shit, and he's not to be trusted by anybody, and don't even trust him to work with you. Like don't trust him to like collaborate, or don't trust him to hire you to do thumbnails, or like just don't trust this guy and don't work with him.
Well, I think he would say that about me, and I probably would say that about him. I think we'd probably both say that or whatever. I don't know, man, but yeah, I mean,
oh please, this dude was sitting at home with a fucking, fucking shitty ass old computer, no microphones, no earphones, no nothing. He wasn't doing dick until he met you, as far as YouTube. So,
well,
like
the one thing that's interesting is that I met him somehow through fate. You know, he helped my channel, I helped him, and then we met Tommy NC, and Tommy NC comes to me one night because he's getting attacked by Leafy, wants me to make a rant video on Leafy. I tell him, no, go on right now with how emotional you are right now and make a video about how you feel. Don't make an angry video. You know, go on there, because he was like angry and crying and angry and going all over the place. And I'm like, dude, go on with that emotion and tell people how sad you are, and that's what I want you to do. And he does it. I titled the video for him. I even threw Keemstar's name in the fucking title
and
just to
he nailed it.
He nailed it.
Because people were questioning that video and saying, he's faking it. Look, there's no tears. And a lot of people were right. He wasn't so much faking it.
Yeah.
He wasn't faking it. It was that he was told, Tommy, you got to fucking focus your attention into all of that and pour your heart out, and don't be mad about it. Show the upset side of it. And he delivered on that. It was kind of like he was acting, but he really wasn't, because it was all true what he was saying.
What it is when I spoke to him, he was really crying. He was really angry.
Not the death threats, though. The death threats part. Whenever I hear that part, I'm always like, yeah, your family received death threats. Okay.
Listen, when I talked to Tommy NC, I said, in the comment section, people are saying they're going to kill you. They're saying kill yourself, which was okay. That's KYS. Everybody was doing that. But some people were saying kill yourself. I'll kill you. Kill your family. So I grabbed those comments and I told him that. Jesus. I said people are trying to say that they're going to. Yeah, dude. I told Tommy. I said people are saying they want to kill you and kill your family.
God.
I'm like, dude. I'm like,
death threats.
That's exactly right. So I set the whole thing up, told him to record. I set the video title. I made the whole fucking thing. And through that, Tommy C got in a fight with Keemstar on Twitter, which then ended up getting him a job with KEEM. So it's just fucking crazy when you think about.
He was bashing. He told all of us that we're on his show, because I was on his show.
And you were okay. And then so there's the other thing is you're on his show. But wait a minute. Before you continue, I do want to say, before you were on Tommy's show, you listened to my show and you wanted to be on our show, on my show, on Monetize This.
I never really asked to be on your show.
You did. We talked on cell phone one time. You were like, dude,
I never said I want to be on your show. I said, I was like, oh, I'm interested in getting involved in it, and I want to and I like what you do, and I respect what you do. I like wrestling too.
You said I can help. You said stuff like
I said I'll write.
I'll do voices.
I'll learn how to do it. You know what
I
mean?
You wanted to do, dude. I remember this. You wanted to do. It's not that you wanted to be on. You just kind of said, "Hey, dude, hit me up. I can do a lot of voices. I do a lot of bits, and that's it. I could come on."
Yeah.
Fucking Young's pulling a Tommy right now.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of saying I want to be on this show. It wasn't like that. It was more or less I loved it. I found Cronin. I think I found Tommy C first because I was looking up hockey shit. And once I found him, I think it was like a week or two later, I found Cronin.
That's so rare that you found him first. That's hilarious.
Well, it was because I was looking up hockey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Podcasting.
But dude, that's how he found me. Isn't that funny? That I found him he found me through hockey, and you found him through hockey, and none of it was the wrestling tie-in?
Yeah, I think I would have found you either way, even if I didn't find Tommy.
Yeah, you would have typed in gay sucking, and I would have came up.
Dude, honestly, I go on YouTube all the time for gay sex, and you only pop up when it comes to that. So,
fucking savage.
Listen, ashtray head, shut up. No one's talking to you. So anyway, it's.
So you're trying to backtrack again.
Shut up. I found him and I was watching him for a little, and then I heard him bashing the fuck out of you one day, and I found your channel, and I saw that it was wrestling, and I was like, oh, I'm into wrestling, and I checked it out, and this is when you had some kind of fucking weird lighting beside you.
The red light?
I don't know. I think it was
I had a red light, a big red lamp light.
It was a big red light. But this is when you were like, you weren't as polished as you are now. Like now you polished a little bit. Back then you were kind of like, all over the place, and you were like saying whatever. And
I'm still all over the place.
It was so funny, dude.
I'm still all over the place.
But I loved what you were doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I loved what you were doing. I loved that you had a set like you did. I loved the fact that you were on there talking about shit that people could interact with you. I didn't care what it looked like. I didn't care the if you had a good mic or not. All I cared about was that you actually thought to yourself about doing that and actually went on YouTube and did it and actually had people watching you and enjoying what you were doing with them. That was what was unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
And I saw Tommy doing it, but he never really had people calling in, and it was because at the time when I saw his show, he only had like maybe 900 subs,
1,300 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I went there when it was like really he had like nothing. I was on his show when he had like I think it was 1,300 subs, 1,400 subs, somewhere in there.
Yeah, because he never had more than 3,000 until. That whole thing with KEEM happened.
From 1,700 subs to 3,500.
35,000.
KEEM star, 35,000. Yeah, he went from 1,700 subs.
To
35,000.
I'm the only one who didn't benefit from me helping Tommy NC. I'm the only one that didn't benefit really.
Yeah, and I wasn't around for that, so.
Oh my God, dude!
I missed that fucking.
You're welcome, everybody.
It's crazy though.
But isn't it weird, dude? I mean, that's why I think I have such a fucking like a chip on my shoulder sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, look at what I did. I'm not trying to pat myself on the shoulder too much, which I do, but it's like Tommy, if I didn't tell him to do that video, then he wouldn't have done it and he wouldn't have 1 million views. By the way, Jake DeMarco's the one who tipped me off to the whole thing. So if Jake never told me, I wouldn't have told Tommy. Tommy wouldn't have made the video, and then he wouldn't blow up to 100K. Tommy C wouldn't have been blown up. I mean, he did kind of help himself by going after KEEM.
And also those eggs on that woman's car still led to all kinds of crazy
You're right.
shit. But I got to bounce.
Yeah, you got to get out of here. But Tommy NC deserves credit of his own. I mean, he was bound to blow up no matter what. But anyway, Ken, anything else, man?
Real quick, listen. He was still on MTV's Made, right? Without
Tosh once
that really happened on there, right?
Yeah.
On YouTube. But Tosh found him from the YouTube, though. You know what I mean?
When did I think Tosh might have happened before that?
Tosh got lucky with the MTV Made. He got lucky. They came to his school and they were doing casting in his school.
Yeah.
And he went in there and fucking said some outlandish shit, and the person was like, "Bang, this is our guy." So he got lucky on that one. Taj found him. Taj
Mahal.
He found him through YouTube.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? So
something you don't do.
He didn't just get lucky on that one. They're actually out there watching. I said, Tommy, you should have told him about you being on my show and Joe's show, and tell him to watch our shows. How funny it is when you're on and you're getting fucking ripped apart from everybody, and how funny it is when you flip the fuck out.
Yeah, you know what? I
bet you he would die laughing at that shit. Dude,
one of the producers would end up fucking being the one that's on the awareness for autism bullying or something.
Oh God, yeah.
They'd be like,
speaking of autism bullying,
yeah.
Tonight, SC Steve, Minnesota Vikings fan, and this scumbag ashtray head.
Oh, fuck you!
On the
fuck
show.
You!
Come and tune in, Cuddy Chris, diss track, bitch.
Oh man, you know what though, Ken? By the time this video gets uploaded, the fucking show's gonna be over.
All right, whatever. But anyway, go and listen to it if you want to hear it.
But check it out afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm watching Total Divas. So.
Go watch Total Divas and go bang out one to it, you fucking weirdo.
Go watch Total Divas. All right, see ya. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye, Young. Tell SC Steve to suck my dick. All right, bye, man. I'll see you, man. Kisses. Okay, well, there you go, guys. That's Trash Talk episode, whatever it is. If you guys enjoyed it, thanks for being patrons on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. And if you're new, hopefully you guys, I can't believe anybody new would sit through this whole entire show not knowing what we're talking about. But my name is Joe Cronin. That was Ken. And hit the sub button down below for more of this shit here on Corrupted Podcast YouTube channel. Listen to the Corrupted Podcast on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Get more clips like this every day or so here on Corrupted YouTube channel. We'll start going live on this channel again soon. And if you want to catch my live shows on Joe Cronin Show, make sure you sub to Joe Cronin Show. But I do cover wrestling Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. And Thursdays and Fridays is Throwdown on Thursday nights and Monetize This on Friday nights, which are non-wrestling shows. Wild fucking shows. If you want some more, make sure you sub over there and look for Monetize This and Throwdown on Thursdays. It's a lot of shit to keep up with, but, I'm providing, you're going to get about 20 hours or more of content a week. So, and if you're a patron, you're going to get fucking just so much shit, man. If you guys are into listening to long talks, listening to Corrupted, listening to podcasts, this is where to go. And I am on video sometimes. A lot of these, we throw up on audio. But anyway, that's it, man. This is Trash Talk episode, whatever it is. I don't remember, and this laptop downstairs is a piece of garbage as opposed to my nice gear upstairs. Man, I built a computer a couple of years ago, $1,000 computer. Well, it should have been $1,500, but I built it for $700 a couple of years ago, and it's been killing it for me. And that's about it, man. I'm out. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, I'm banned for life on Twitter. So the only way to get a hold of me is by hitting up the Corrupted Twitter account, which is @CorruptedPod, @CorruptedPod. But you can't hit me up. You cannot hit me up on my Joe Cronin Show Twitters anymore because I'm banned for life on Twitter for having an opinion, despite the fact that everybody else can apparently have more vicious opinions and not get banned. So that's the censorship of the world right now, especially social media. They semi-unpersoned me on Twitter, similar to how they unpersoned Alex Jones. But hey, welcome to the 1984. I'll see you guys next time. Leave a comment.